morning, everybody. I apologize for keeping you waiting. Is there anyone on this video yet? Hopefully you guys are logging in. Good morning, FOHO family. Happy Friday. It's actually supposed to be a really beautiful day today. So I'm just going to give you guys a couple more seconds, maybe another minute, to make sure that everyone hops on our live video. My name is Ellen. I'm your program manager at FOHO. I miss you guys a lot. And I just want to tell you guys a little bit about what we'll be doing today. I think I see one or two people that are connected. Welcome to Friday Flow. We are going to get a really great workout, a really great stretch in today. And just want to tell you guys a little bit about the class before we start. I see some other people joining. So this class will be a little bit different than some of our other classes, just because we won't have broken up segments, and I might not get the chance to come up to the video like this to see your comments, but I do ask that you guys write comments as we go along, and after our warm-up, I will check in once just to make sure that you guys can hear me and that you guys can see what I'm doing. So comments, feedback are always accepted and welcome. So we're going to be doing a 45-minute class today, and I understand if you have to leave a little early, if you have a 9 a.m. call or you have work to do. So just join us for as long as you can, and all you really need is yourself and a mat. I do have a yoga block with me, and that is really because I have to modify a lot of movements for my hip. You guys know my hip issues, so the block helps to bring the earth and the floor to meet us where we are at this morning, and that's why it's nice to have a block, but it is not necessary. So we'll be doing some really basic yoga poses to help with balance, to help challenge our core, and then we'll get a really good stretch at the end. And maybe you guys, the past couple minutes, have already been getting ready and stretching. Maybe some of you have been laying on your foam rollers like my morning regulars do for our Thursday morning class. So for those of you that have been doing this class with me, it will be very similar to that, just on a Friday morning. And the last thing that I want to mention before we start is to take this at your own pace and to really allow yourself this time to just focus on you and not think about work, not think about other things that are happening in this crazy time. And maybe you're doing this practice or this workout for yourself this morning. Maybe you've allowed your spouse or your roommate to join in on you, and all are welcome, and all of that is wonderful. So I just want to let you know that it's okay to take time for yourself, and especially during this time. I do have some light music on in the background, so if you can't hear me, please let me know. I'm just playing a yoga playlist from Spotify. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I'd like you guys to find a comfortable seated position. I will be facing this way for most of class today, and then placing my hands here when we're demonstrating movements on the left side of the body, and then I'll be over here for the right, just so you can see how these movements look from the side. So you can set up your yoga mat or your space however you would like. So comfortable seated position. For me, that's sitting up on the block because my hips are really tight, especially at the end of the week. We're feeling tired, maybe a little tight. So find whatever is comfortable for you. I'm gonna turn up my music just a little bit, but I encourage you guys to find that spot and go ahead and close your eyes once you're there. So that can be sitting cross-legged, up on your shins, legs in front of you. Again, there's really no right or wrong way to do this. Finding a spot that's comfortable for you. And then once you're there, closing your eyes. And I just would like you guys to focus on your breathing for a couple of moments. Feel free to play your own music if you'd like, or maybe no music at all. Silence is a good thing sometimes. So while your eyes are still closed, I'd like you to place your right hand on your chest, left hand on your belly. And as you breathe, really focusing on feeling your chest rise and then your belly. Think of expanding and opening up through the rib cage. And as you exhale, imagine you're grounding yourself a little bit deeper into the mat each time you exhale. So inhale, think of lengthening as if you're getting a little bit taller on the mat. And then exhale, grounding. A couple more breaths, just like this. Inhale, lifting up. And exhaling it out. Another thing you can focus on is inhaling only positive energy into your body, and then exhaling out any stale air, anxiety, tension, anything negative, and just letting it go with every breath out. We'll take one more deep breath together, eyes still closed. Go ahead and open your eyes. I would love to see you guys right now, but hopefully you are smiling. We're gonna go ahead and start with some shoulder rolls. So in this seated position, feeling free to shift your position at any time. So shoulders come up as we inhale, big deep breath, and then exhale, rolling them down and back. Oh, my shoulders are sore. Inhale, shoulders up, exhale, down and back. Nice big shoulder rolls. Inhale up and exhale, down and back. We'll do one more big shoulder roll, all the way up to the ears, and exhale down. Let's go ahead and start to tuck our chin into our chest. So we're stretching out the back of the neck. We're still sitting up nice and tall, just simply bringing that chin to meet our chest. And then we'll go ahead and slowly lift our head up, take it back as far as you can. And again, listening to your body and just doing what feels right for you in this moment, this morning, on this Friday morning. And then coming back to the center. And then slowly looking over to the right side. My right, your left. And then slowly back to the center. Inhale and exhale, take it to the other side. And then coming back to the center. We're gonna go ahead and place our hands on either side of our mat, on the floor or on the carpet. We're gonna slowly lift that left hand up as we inhale. And exhale, we're gonna reach it all the way up and over. So big, big side stretch here. And I want us to stay here for just a couple of breaths. So as we exhale, reaching a little bit further each time, but also keeping those hips grounded. So really getting into that stretch. One more breath here. Inhale, coming back to the center, sort of resetting, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, flip that right palm, and then inhale, we're gonna reach up and over to the other side. And again, grounding your hips as you're reaching so that we really get into the side body. We really get that stretch. Take a few more breaths here. Maybe you rotate and open up a little bit through your chest and shoulders. And then inhale, we come back to the center, and exhale, we release. Let's go ahead and just start to circle our head and neck in each direction, just nice and easy here. In case you slept wrong in your pillow last night or just feeling some tension in your neck, just start to stretch it out. and do one more circle in each direction here. Now we're going to interlace our fingers, place them in front of us. Take a big inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to push them away from us. I want you to imagine pulling your belly button in towards your spine, and almost as if we're doing a cat-cow seated, right? So we're tucking our chin into our chest. We're going to take one more breath. You're pushing those hands away from you, and then coming back to the center. Now let's do the opposite of that. So that is going to be taking our fingers behind us and interlacing our fingers. And maybe you're just simply reaching for your fingers depending on how tight or open your shoulders are feeling this morning. So whatever you can do here. And then I want you to squeeze those shoulder blades together. Take your hands and lean back onto the floor just a little bit to open up through the chest. And then maybe you take your head back with it. And then we slowly come back to the center, and we'll just do it one more time here. So interlacing our fingers, inhale, we sort of round the body. Exhale, inhale back to the center, exhale other direction, lifting up. And then inhale, come back to the center, and then exhale, release. All right, let's go ahead and get those legs moving. So you're gonna slowly roll off to the side. Maybe you're rolling off of your block, and you can just place it right to the side. We're gonna go ahead and find a tabletop position. So this means you're right in the center of your mat. Your hands are right underneath your shoulders, and your knees are right underneath your hips, okay? So we're gonna find a nice cat-cow to stretch out that lower back. As we inhale, we're gonna lift our chest. We're dropping our belly to the mat, and as we exhale, we're gonna pull that chin into the chest. So I'm gonna take this off so you can see me a little bit better. So inhale, we drop the belly, okay? Exhale, pull your chin into your chest. I want you to really exaggerate this movement to get into that lower back. Let's do it again. Inhale. Chest lifts, belly drops. Exhale. One more cat-cow. Inhale and exhale. Let's take those feet together. Knees nice and wide. We're going to sit way back into our child's pose. I like to use my block here. Bring my forehead to the block. You're going to sit your hips all the way back into your heels. And just take a couple of moments here. Big deep breaths. Imagine you're shifting your hips way back into your heels as if someone is sort of pulling them down and back for you. One more breath. And then slowly come up. Keeping in mind that child's pose position is a pose that you can take anytime you'd like to throughout class if you start to feel tired or just need a little break. Now we're going to take our hands to the top of our mat, spreading our fingers nice and wide. We're going to tuck those toes back. Take an inhale. Exhale, you're going to find a downward facing dog here. So we're going to start to pedal out those heels. Go ahead and walk your dog this morning. See a lot of that going on recently, right? So dropping the heels, pressing your chest towards your thighs. Can you lift your hips up a little bit higher? I want you to completely relax your head here. Nod your head yes, shake your head no. And then as we inhale, we're going to come forward into a nice high plank position. So you're stacking your shoulders right on top of your wrists. You're pulling your abs in towards your spine. I want you to tuck your hips under. Neck is nice and long here. Okay? If you need that extra support, remember knees can come to the floor. Pull up through your knees, press through those heels. Feel your body start to shake a little bit and get nice and warm. Okay? Inhale here. Exhale. Let's lower those knees. We're going to lower our chest all the way down, elbows back. Toes nice and flat. Inhale, we're going to lift up for a baby cobra. Shoulders down and back. Exhale, lower. tuck the toes, lift up and back into that downward facing dog. So we're gonna go through that sequence one more time just to get nice and warm. Inhale, come forward to that high plank. Stacking your shoulders on top of your wrists. Neck is nice and long. Exhale, knees and chest. Arms are glued to your side. Elbows are back. Toes are nice and flat. Inhale, lift up, baby cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Hold this right here. So each time getting a little bit deeper into this downward facing dog position. And on our next breath, we're just going to tiptoe those feet up towards our hands. We're going to find a forward fold position. This is where you're bending your knees. You're completely folded over your body. I want you to crisscross your arms. Grab your elbows here and just gently sway side to side. Completely relaxing your head, your neck, your shoulders. Almost imagining that you're bringing your body closer to the mat here. We're going to release and then slowly roll up to standing, one vertebrae at a time. Our heads come up last. So very, very slow. Very slow. Shoulders nice and tall at the top. Once you're at the top, you're going to inhale, reach those arms up. And as you exhale, we're going to bring those palms together. Bring them down to heart center. I want you just to close your eyes for just a moment here. I'm just going to make sure that you guys can hear me. Dave says I should have borrowed a block. All right, guys, I'm just checking to make sure you guys can hear me. Okay, so we're in our mountain pose. So you're nice and tall, hands at heart center. And what I want you guys to do is just close your eyes here for a moment and think of something that you want to focus on for class. So setting an intention, maybe you have somebody that you're thinking about, maybe you just came for a workout, whatever it is, set that intention now and think about it. We're going to take one more deep breath here. You're going to go ahead and open your eyes, and as you inhale, you're going to lift those arms up, and exhale, you're just going to float it down. We're going to come all the way down here. I'm just going to rearrange my mat so you guys can see me. As you inhale, you're going to come up halfway. So that means that you're making a nice flat back. You're bringing your hands to your shins or maybe your knees. I want you to imagine pulling your shoulder blades together as if you're balancing a cup on your back. We're driving those hips back. We're going to take one more breath here. Exhale, we're going to lower down. Let's step that right foot back, and we're going to lower down to our right knee. So if you need some extra support, you just fold your mat in like this. Okay? We're going to lift the chest up. We're going to untuck that toe in the back. As we inhale, we're going to reach those arms up. And exhale, we're going to hold them right here. So low crescent lunge. We're pressing through that right hip here. So also a lot of balance. I want you to think of pulling those abs in towards your spine so we're not wobbling around. Shoulders down, reaching up. One more breath here. Inhale, let's take those hands down. As we exhale, we're going to press our right hand into the floor and extend our left arm up for a twist. So maybe your hand comes right to your shoulder, or maybe you extend it all the way up. We're starting by doing this nice and low, okay? Working from the ground up. One more breath. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, you're going to tuck your toe. We're going to press back and find that downward facing dog. Holding this here. Making sure that you're breathing in and out through your nose. One more breath. We're going to bring our feet together, and as we inhale, we're going to lift that right leg up. Okay, I want you to kick it up as high as you can and stretch through that leg. Keep your hips facing the mat. One more breath. As you exhale, you're going to bend your knee, place your foot right in between your hands. Okay, we're going to now lower down to our left side. So again, you can fold that mat under if you need a little extra support for your knee. Lift the chest up, inhale, arms come up, and exhale, we're gonna hold right here. So same thing, you're thinking about pressing your hips forward, getting a big stretch now on that left side. Breathing. Chest is up, the shoulders are down. We're gonna take one more breath here and then we add that twist. Inhale, those hands come down. I'm gonna use my block for this side. Press your left hand into the floor or maybe a block. This time we're gonna twist to the right. Okay, so you extend up or maybe hand to shoulder. Arm is up is that full extension, so only if you can do that, then reach that arm up. My shoulders are still a little tight, so I'm gonna stay right here, adding that twist. One more breath. Slowly come back down, unroll your mat, step back to that downward facing dog. So now we stretch out our hips just a little bit here. Inhale, come forward to the high plank. Exhale, lower knees and chest. All the way down, toes nice and flat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, tuck the toes. Down and back. Hold this downward facing dog. Nice big deep breaths here. One more. Let's bring those feet together again. As you inhale, you're gonna lift that left leg up this time. Kick it up as high as you can. We're keeping those hip bones facing the mat. Get that leg a little bit straighter. As you exhale, bend your knee, place your foot in between your hands. Now this time, you want to find a warrior one position. So you're going to take a step in with your right foot. You're going to press it down through your heel, sort of at a 45-degree angle. You're going to find your balance. Lift your chest, reach your arms up as you inhale, and then exhale. We're now in that warrior one. I want you guys to hold that right there. So we're getting a big stretch for our right leg. Holding that warrior one. Our hip bones are facing front, even though they might want to turn out a little bit. We're going to hold this for one more breath. As we inhale, we're going to straighten this left leg. Exhale, those arms come down. Get ready for triangle pose. So inhale, reach your left arm forward. We're going to take our hips, sort of move and shift to the right. And as we exhale, almost like a pendulum, our left arm lowers as our right arm lifts up. So we start maybe just here at that knee. Then you want to start to slide down a little bit more and start to rotate through your shoulder and through your chest. Try to take your gaze up at your right hand. So you're making a triangle with your legs. And we're starting to lower down, maybe reaching for a block instead of the mat. With every exhale, try to get a little bit lower. I want you to imagine like you're falling back into a wall, okay? Take your gaze at your hand. You should be nice and warm now, right? Maybe shaking a little bit. Your left knee can have a slight bend in it. Let's hold it for one more breath, guys. Now inhale, push into that right foot. Slowly pull yourself up. As we exhale, we're gonna open up a little bit wider into warrior two, okay? So our stance is wider, your feet are perpendicular to one another, so you really wanna open up from your hip. Arms are out, we're looking over our left middle finger, okay? Inhale, straighten our legs, arms come together at the top, then exhale, lower. Let's try it again. We're just adding a little movement. Inhale, exhale, one more inhale, and exhale. Find your lowest point. Now, are your shoulders up towards your ears? I can't see you, so I'm not sure. If they are, drop your shoulders down. Okay, let's tuck our hips under. Okay, core is activated, it's working, it's holding ourselves up. Look down at your knee, make sure it's right over your toe. Now our legs are feeling it. One more breath. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, we're gonna reverse that warrior. Flip your left palm, take it back. So just like we did in our warm-up, a big side stretch. You're reaching all the way up and over, really as far as you can. Again, listen to your body. Big stretch. Take your gaze to your hand and breathe. Can you reach one more inch? Inhale, let's cartwheel those hands down. We're gonna pause right here in this lunge. Remember earlier we did it on our knee. I want you to try to stay up this time in that high lunge, with or without that block. Can you press through your right heel and straighten your leg a little bit more? Remember, dropping those hips, one more breath. And then go ahead and exhale, step that left leg back. We're back here in our downward facing dog. So we're gonna go through this floor sequence. I'll show you a little more challenging version. Inhale, forward to your high plank. As you exhale, you lower with your knees off the floor and you hover about an inch from the mat. And then inhale, you move forward and up. Upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes. Down and back. Hold it right there. Big deep breaths. So you guys know what's next. We're just gonna do the other side. I'm gonna switch this way so you guys can see me from the other side. Hold it right here. We're gonna bring those feet together. Inhale, we're gonna step right leg up. This time, get it nice and tall. Press your hips towards the mat. Can you press through that toe a little bit more? Exhale, bend your knee. Place your hands or your foot right between your hands. We're gonna take a step forward with our back leg. Press your back heel into the floor. Finding your balance, lift your chest. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hold. So we're in our warrior one. All of these warrior poses today, they're called warrior because they're really strong, right? So you guys keep going, I'm gonna just be adjusting a little bit here. Nice and strong, pulling those abs in, tucking the pelvis under. We're gonna get ready for triangle pose. Inhale, let's straighten that right leg. Exhale, our arms collapse down. Right in front, left behind us. Inhale, reach forward. So we're sort of shifting those hips to the left this time. As you exhale, like a pendulum, right? The right arm lowers, but as the left lifts, okay? If your shoulders are really super tight, all you do is shorten the lever. So we just bend at our elbow, but you're still opening up through your shoulder and chest. So on this side, my shoulder is really tight. I'm gonna stay here. As you exhale, can you get a little bit lower? Remember, we're making a triangle with our legs. Can you take your gaze to the top of the ceiling here? And then maybe you're ready to extend that arm. If you're extending that arm, that wrist should be right on top of your shoulder. Okay, I want you to imagine you're falling back into a wall, really opening up through that side body, twisting through the chest and shoulders. One more breath. Inhale, push into your left foot. Exhale, slowly pull yourself up. Inhale, take a breath. And exhale, open up through your left hip. Let's find warrior two. On this side. Remember, a much wider pose. Arms are nice and strong. Shoulders away from our ears, looking at our right middle finger. Adding movement, inhale up. Push against the floor. Exhale, lower. Two more, inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. All right, I'd like you guys to hold that. Okay? Remember, hips are tucked under, shoulders are away from your ears. Keep your gaze at your right middle finger. Just want to make sure everyone's good. Okay. Can you go a little bit lower? Exhale, maybe drop an inch. Look down at your knee. Make sure it's right on top of those toes. One more breath. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, flip your palm. Take it back. Reversing our warrior. Taking our gaze up at our hand. Sliding that left hand on the back of our leg. Can you reach a little bit further? Feeling those shakes, that's okay. Keep breathing, guys. One more breath, reach. Inhale, center. Exhale, we cartwheel those hands down. Remember that we're gonna hang out here for a couple of breaths. So I'm bringing the floor to meet me where I'm at by using this block, okay? If not, you can always lower to your knee and then find the floor. Press through your left heel. Let's get this leg as straight as we can for one more breath. And then we're gonna go ahead and step it on back. Downward facing dog. So I'm gonna try that modified, or that more challenging version for you guys again. We're gonna do a full chaturanga. But remember, if you need support, drop to your knees, okay? Inhale forward. Exhale, lower. Can you hover? One more breath. And then inhale, you go forward and up into upper facing dog. Exhale, tuck the toes. Down and back. Whew. Couple of breaths right here. Remember that you can always lower to your knees, right? And find that child's pose. Keep breathing, guys. You got this. Inhale, let's go ahead and bend our knees, walk our feet up to our hands. We're gonna find this forward fold. Inhale, let's reach those arms up. You're gonna bring your palms together at the very top. Exhale, you're gonna lower them down. Okay, how's everyone doing, okay? Stay right where you're at. We're gonna go back to the other side, and we're gonna practice a balance pose. Warrior 3. So I'm just moving my mat. So you're gonna come to the very top of your mat. And as you inhale, you're gonna reach those arms all the way up. As you exhale, just float it down. Just let it all go right here. Inhale, let's find that flat back. And exhale, let's lower. We're gonna go ahead and step our right leg back, and then our left leg. We're gonna find a downward facing dog. Hold it right here. So we did our low crescent lunge earlier. Now we're gonna do a high crescent lunge. So let's go ahead and bring those feet together. As you inhale, you're gonna lift your left leg up and back. Nice and high here. Okay? I want you to really focus on keeping your hip bones facing the floor. Now I want you to flex your foot and imagine you're pushing against a wall behind you with that foot. One more breath. Exhale, bend your knee. Place your foot now in between your hands. Okay? Make sure you have that block handy. If you have one right in front of you. If you don't, that's okay. Hold this right here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and come into a Warrior 3 position. Before we do so, we're going to come into our high lunge. So remember, you can always lower to your knee if you need to. If not, you're going to follow me. We're going to lift up, making sure that our core is pulling ourselves together and keeping us nice and centered. Inhale, we reach those arms up, and exhale, we hold. So we call this a high lunge. Now for a little extra support, you can bend this back leg, right? I'm bending my back leg a little bit here. Hold it. Or you can try to straighten it out. High lunge. Or you can lower to your knee, right? We're going to try one more breath here in this lunge. Now inhale, we're going to reach forward. You can watch first if you'd like to. I'm going to reach for my block. And as I exhale, I'm going to balance on my left leg. Okay? So I'm going to extend that leg up. So my standing leg is slightly bent. I'm using the block not to fall into it, right? But just to provide a little extra stability. Okay? So go ahead and find your pose. If you don't have a block, that's okay. Just use the floor, right? So go ahead and start to balance. And if you fall out of it, just shake it out and get back into it, right? We're going to hold it for a couple of breaths, so get ready. Okay, now what I want you to do is really flex through that right foot. Imagine you're stomping your foot up against a wall, okay? Flex and hold. Can you straighten that right leg? Now, can you lift your chest a little bit higher and squeeze your shoulder blades together? Maybe you take your hands to prayer, right at your chest, okay? Maybe you take them out to the side or straight in front of you. Can we hold it for one more breath? And then inhale, let's bring that right foot to meet our left foot. Woo! You're gonna bicycle those legs out and get a stretch. How'd you guys do? I'm sure you did great. Has been a while since we've done that, at least for me. We will do it again, get another chance, and add on a little extra challenge if you'd like. So bicycle those legs, inhale, reach those arms up, palms together, and exhale. Okay, I'm just gonna go the other side so you can see from this view. Same thing, other side. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, float it down, let it go, whatever you'd like there. Inhale, flat back. Remember, you're balancing a glass of water, or maybe your cup of coffee on your back. That's how flat it should be. And let's hang out here for a moment. You guys see how flat my back is here? This is how I want you to look when you're in your warrior three, right? You guys see that? We don't want to be falling forward. We want nice, strong upper body. So this is exactly how you should look in that balance pose. Now, it doesn't matter how high or low your leg is. I just want you to stay nice and flat, okay? Exhale, let's lower. Step our left foot, then our right foot, downward facing dog, and hold it right here. Take a couple breaths here. So by now, we're getting deep into this downward facing dog pose. Let's bring those feet together. As we inhale, we're gonna lift that right leg up. Okay, we're gonna hang out here for a couple of breaths. So same thing here, our hips tend to open up and move around a little bit in this position. I want you to keep your hip bones facing the floor while you're in this position. It doesn't matter how high your leg goes. Keep your hip bones facing the floor so they don't rotate. You're still holding that. Now flex through your foot. Push. See how flexed my foot is. One more breath. Now just release the ankle and foot. We're going to take that knee in between our hands. We're right here. Okay? We're getting ready for this lunge on this side. So maybe it's what we did earlier. Okay? You can find that low crescent lunge, but if you'd like that extra challenge and if you're ready, we're going to find our high crescent lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hold. Remember, you can have that small micro bend in that back leg. That will help a little bit with stability. Or that extra challenge, you get a little lower, right? And you press through that leg. Get ready to balance in just a moment here. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, kick off that foot. Go ahead and lift up into your balance using your block, okay? Remember, your standing leg is slightly bent. I want you to focus on flexing through that heel, driving it up to the ceiling, okay? Remember, if you need a break, come out of it, get a quick stretch, and then you're gonna go right back into it, okay? Now, can you pull your shoulder blades together? Can you maybe take your hands away from your block or away from the floor and take them to prayer, your chest? So sometimes we feel like we're falling into our mat. Find length and lift away from your mat. Think of lifting up. Squeeze and lift that leg a little bit higher. Kick that heel up. One more breath. And then inhale, bring that foot down. Exhale, just bicycle it out. Whew. Great job, guys. We'll just go through it one more time. We'll be done with that. Okay, we're almost done. All right, inhale, reach up. Exhale, float it down. Halfway lift. And exhale, lower. Go ahead and step your right foot back and your left foot. Just come to the other side. Downward facing dog. We'll go through just a little bit faster. We're also going to add on and open up to a half moon if you want to try that. So let's bring those feet together. We're going to inhale, lift that left leg up, right? Exhale, bend the knee, place it in between our hands. And we're going through a little bit faster, so slow it down if you need to. Inhale, lift up, arms up, high crescent lunge, and hold. Okay, so we're getting ready for a balance on this side again. Inhale, reach forward. Imagine you pulling on your wrists, but also on your hips in the other direction. Exhale, reach for the floor or the block, and lift up into your balance. Okay, we're flexing through that foot. Now your half moon challenge is sort of like your triangle. You're going to take that block right underneath your left hand, and if you don't have a block, your weight will be sort of on that left side. All you're going to do is stack your right hip on top of your left. You're going to extend that right arm up. You're also going to point through that right foot and find a little length. Lift up. Okay, this is your half moon challenge. Also imagine that you're falling into that wall behind you. So see, I just came out of it. That's okay, I'm gonna try it one more time. The important thing is stacking your hips and point through your toe and lift up a little bit higher. You guys got this, that will help. Point and lift. Remember, finding length, not falling into the mat, but finding length. Breathe and lift, and then exhale. Lower that foot, let's bicycle those legs. Woo! I know we've been practicing that at FOHO a lot, but I haven't done that one in a while. Bill and Dave, Antoinette, I think you guys are on there. I hope you tried that. It's a little hard without the block. All right, other side. I'm just switching over. You guys stay where you're at, okay? Inhale, reach up. We're almost there. Exhale, float it down. Inhale, halfway lift. I feel the sweat dripping. Exhale, down. Woo! All right, step back. Downward facing dog. Last real challenge of the class, guys. This is it. Inhale. We bring our right leg up. As we exhale, we place it right in between our hands. We come right to this lunge, whether it's low or high, you choose. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, we hold just for a breath or two. Okay? Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Let's not skip this step. Find length, right? And then exhale, push into that foot and lift up. Find your balance. Okay? And remember, you really don't need a block for this. It's nice and it's helpful, but we really don't need it, okay? Especially if you're practicing that half moon. So you have this, your hips are facing the mat. Now, in order to transition, you can take your left hand to your hip first. Then what you do is stack your left hip and open up. Point through your toe, and maybe you extend that left arm up. And remember, one side could be a little tighter than the other. This one is much harder for me. But again, imagine you're falling into that wall behind you. You want to stack those hips, open up, point through that toe. That will help you find a little more length. Hold it. Try to hold it for 2 more breaths. I just fell out. I'll get right back into it. 1 more breath here, guys. Lift up. Inhale. Nope. And exhale, bring your leg down. Woo, that's the hard side for me. Let's go ahead and pedal those legs out, bicycle them out. Great job. All right, guys, you're gonna stay right where you're at. As we inhale, we're gonna reach those arms up. Bring our palms together and exhale, lower. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, float it down. Lift up halfway. Pull those shoulder blades together. Exhale, come on down. Step your right foot, then your left foot. Come into your downward facing dog. 1 last time. And then we're going to inhale, lower to our knees. Make them as wide as the mat. Exhale, sitting way back into our child's pose. Relaxing here for a moment. I'm grabbing my block. Bringing the block to meet me. Where I'm at for my forehead. Take a couple deep breaths. Stay right there. Hope you guys feel good. Maybe tired, but good, right? You're gonna go ahead and walk your hands over to the right diagonal. Trying to bring your nose to your knee. Inhale back to the center, exhale to the other side. Nose to knee. Slowly back to the center, just sort of shifting your weight from side to side here. In your child's pose, just shifting right and left. Let's slowly walk those hands up. We're going to swing our legs around and find a seated twist. And then we'll do the same thing on the floor on our back. Okay? So twists are really good for the body. We're going to come right to the center of our mat. Let's go and shake those legs out. We're going to first pull our left knee into our chest. We're going to sit up nice and tall. Excuse me. Nice and tall. Let's cross that leg over. Sitting up nice and tall. Our left hand comes behind us. Inhaling, we reach that right arm up, and we either use our hand or our elbow, doesn't matter, to start that twist. Now here it's really important to find length in the spine before you just go into that twist, right? So sit up nice and tall, and then on maybe your next exhale, you can start to twist a little bit, okay? But again, finding length first. Nice and tall. If you want a little extra challenge, you can bend that bottom leg under and do it that way if you'd like. So one more breath. Let's come back to the center, keeping our legs here. We're just going to go to the right for a quick little counter twist. So just sort of gently lower our chest to the floor. Come back to the center. Let's shake it out and we'll do the other side. Right knee into our chest. Sit it nice and tall, and then we're going to cross it over. Okay? You could also cross that bottom leg if you want to. On this side I can do it. Right hand behind you. Inhale, finding length. Left arm comes up. And then exhale, either your elbow or your hand to pull that knee in towards you to start to lift up and add that twist. Stay one more breath here. Remember, sitting up nice and tall. Come back to the center as you inhale. Exhale, little counter twist to the left. Nice and gentle. Remember, listening to your body. And coming back up to the top. Let's go ahead and extend those legs out. We're going to lower ourselves onto our back before we come all the way down. Our sort of final core challenge here. Okay? So you can do knees bent or legs straight. You're going to pull those abs in, sort of like Pilates. Shoulders down. We're going to lower all the way down, and you're going to get to the point where you're almost touching the mat or where you start to shake. Okay? Once you start shaking, I want you to hold it. So pull those abs in, slowly lower, find that spot wherever it is for you. So I'm feeling it right about here. I'm shaking, okay? Remember, you can have knees bent, a little extra support. We're gonna hold on to this for just a couple of breaths, okay? Shaking, shaking, little extra challenge. Bring those legs up, maybe by a little scissor, maybe a little flutter kick, a little harder, arms overhead. Ooh, now I'm really shaking. Pull those abs in, guys. We're gonna breathe and hold for 8, whatever you're doing. 7, 6, 5, 4, can you get a little lower? 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Completely relax. Oh my goodness, bring your arms all the way overhead, reaching out through your fingertips and toes. We're going to pull that left knee into our chest. We're going to bring it over to the right side as we twist, and we're going to look over that left shoulder and extend out through our left arm. So we're doing the twist here, okay? You should feel it on the side of your hips and legs, but also adding that twist with your neck and your shoulder with it, okay? So relaxing through that shoulder. One more breath. Come back to the center. Let's bring that right knee into our chest. Using our left hand, we're going to pull it across the body as we look over that right shoulder and elbow. One more breath. And then come back to the center. We're going to end with just one inversion, okay? So it's always good to do some sort of inversion at the very end, whether it's to stretch out your hips or your shoulders. So you can do whatever you'd like, especially if you regularly practice yoga. I'm just going to do a bridge. And I'm going to do a supported bridge because I have a block. Okay? So I'm going to bring my knees up, feet about hip distance. I'm going to lift up into this bridge. So you can hold your bridge here. You can even interlace your hands underneath and roll those arms under so that you really feel that stretch, can't talk, through the chest. I'm going to use my block. I'm just going to hang out here for a couple of breaths. So this allows my hips to relax, okay? So an inversion. So just think all day we're seated like this, right? So you want to find something that's the opposite of that. Or just your final pose. That could even be like a full wheelbarrow, like you might do in a full yoga practice. It can maybe be plow. Maybe you want to lift your legs up. Give your feet a little bit of a break here. Whatever you'd like to do. And then when you are done, I'd like you guys to find a relaxing pose, sort of like Shavasana. It's what they call in yoga our corpse pose, right? But really, I just want you guys to find something that's relaxing. And wherever you're at, I'd like you to close your eyes. So that could be legs out in front of you, arms down by your side. Maybe it feels more comfortable for you to bend your knees. Maybe it gives you a little more support on your back. This is what I usually like to do. Just for a final minute, just close your eyes. Probably the hardest minute of class. I'm going to challenge you to not think about anything. And if you feel your mind starting to wander, I want you to bring it back to your breath. So maybe you focus on lifting up through the chest and belly as you inhale, and then exhale, letting it all go. Maybe just listen to your breathing, listen to the music. Maybe it's just silence for you. And that's good too. And then you're going to start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Slowly start moving your head from side to side. Keeping your eyes closed, extend through your arms and legs. You're going to reach your arms overhead. Imagine you're making yourself a little bit longer here. Take a big deep breath, inhale. And then exhale, let it go. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, squeeze every muscle in your body. And exhale, let it go. Now keeping your eyes closed for your final challenge, you're going to roll over to one side and find a comfortable seated position with your eyes closed. You can choose whatever seated position you like, keeping those eyes closed. Once we're at the top with our eyes still closed, we're going to shrug our shoulders all the way up to our ears as we inhale, and then exhale, let it go. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up, and exhale, let it go. We're going to open our eyes now. And together, we're going to reach those arms all the way up. Taking a big deep breath, one last breath together. As we exhale, we're going to bring our palms together and bring them to our chest and our heart. And I just want you guys to take a moment here, and close your eyes if you'd like. Take a moment to thank yourself for making the time for you this morning and to do something good for your body, but hopefully your mind and your spirit as well. This is such a crazy time right now, but we still have the opportunity to connect, whether it's through these classes or through email. Connection is so important, and we want to make sure that we are still doing that with one another, with our family, and with our friends, but also doing something good for our bodies once in a while. So now we can open our eyes. The light in me honors and sees the light in you. And we'll say namaste to one another. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you were able to stay for the full class. I know it went a little bit longer because we started a little bit later. But I don't know about you guys, I feel so much better. And I miss you guys so much. Continue to let me and the rest of the FOHO team know what we can do for you guys. If these Facebook Live videos are working really well, we'll continue to do them. Please leave any feedback or comments about today's class. Everything is welcome. And I hope that you guys got a great workout. Again, thank you so much for coming. And enjoy your Friday. It's Friday and you've already done your workout, so you should feel amazing. Thank you so much, Ellen Antoinette. Yay, great job, guys. Hey, Sandy. Oh, I was gonna show you guys the dog, but she's passed out. Sandy, come here. She just wants to say bye. Come here, Sandy. The yoga put her to sleep. Sandy, come say hi. Yeah, there we go. There she is. Yeah, Friday flow. All right, thank you guys. Stay healthy, stay well. Happy Friday. Bye. Great job, guys.